Viewer listener discretion is advised. The majority of the content of this program is not factual. It is highly advised that it not be used for teaching your children from said content, other than making an example out of the hosts of what they should not grow up to be. Remember this, it's the beer talking.
Welcome to the truth about beer.
Crap, the word interesting.
Join us as we seek out the truth. The truth.
I forgot that was there.
That's supposed to be at the end.
Well, it is because that's our
It makes me laugh.
So. Welcome everybody to the Truth About Beer and
Whatever we're going to talk about.
all the crap we want to talk about.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Go back to the original.
Or
Man, you
whatever
guys
you want to talk about too.
Right.
You as the
are audience.
audience viewer. Oh, there's the camera right there. That's right.
You guys are jumping on earlier and earlier. It's crazy.
Hello, Wendy.
It used to be Wendy and Mike battling
Christine.
it out for the first, and now we've got everybody jumping on. Aragon Stories, Kathleen,
Yeah. Having a pre-party.
right? It's like a tailgater, right? So tonight we're talking about whatever you guys want to talk about. What's been on everybody's mind lately?
And now things are kind of opening up again, and
Besides the virus, let's not talk about the virus.
Yeah.
I'm tired of hearing about that thing.
yeah, I don't want to hear about that. I want to hear about the fun stuff that they're doing
Right,
now.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let's hear about the cool shit.
Yeah.
And joining us from an undisclosed location tonight, I think he's there.
I see the top of his
I
head.
see his head. There he is.
What are those pictures behind you?
What's up?
Are you muted? You're muted.
He was
You
muted.
got to unmute yourself. There you
Oh.
uh,
Can you hear me? 'Cause
I can hear you now.
We can hear you.
You can't hear me.
It's always fun when we do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
This is neat.
See this? Mm.
Yes, Wendy, we will talk about Paracon and Parapalooza.
Yes.
So you hanging up in the pines today, Jack? Where you at today?
He's muted.
He's muted.
I'm in hell. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
hear it.
Okay, good. That was the most ridiculous. I don't know why it's working now, but I plugged one thing, unplugged another thing, plugged another thing back in. And anyway, I'm up
It didn't
north.
work. Yay.
I'm in the
Isn't
hometown.
that what they tell you when you call tech support? Did you unplug it? Did you plug it back in?
Yeah.
That's why I did it. So did you try turning the power off? I didn't get so far as
Wow.
turning the power off, but that's okay.
Well, it works.
Well, thank God.
Yeah. We're all together again.
Yes. One big happy family.
I have a tripod here that I can't mount anything to. Isn't that cool?
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Would you like a beer, Joey?
Hey, I'll take a beer. You want a beer, Jack?
Yeah, I want a beer, motherfuckers. Drive it on up. I was gonna get a beer. I couldn't get a beer, and being where I'm at, we were able to score some heroin, but that's the closest we could get. So forgive me if I nod out.
That's funny, but not funny. At the
That's
same
not
time.
funny at all.
It's not
It's a
funny.
very sensitive subject. I can't believe you make jokes about it. That's just awful.
I can't see any comments, by the way, just so you know.
We'll let you know. We'll read them to you when they start yelling at you.
It was like, what's wrong with that guy?
Well, I think anybody who knows you by now
Yeah.
knows you better.
Well,
And we need
Mike's-
to do that. We need to do a get to know Jack episode
Yeah.
for sure. So when you're back in town next, we'll do that.
So
Yeah.
people can say, yeah, I know Jack.
We know Jack.
I have to prepare for that because I have to decide what I'm actually going to lie about, because I don't want
Good
people
point.
knowing me. God.
Right?
Well, then we could play a game along with that.
Yeah, what bullshit and what's not bullshit? We invite all our psychic medium friends to come in and tell me who's telling the truth.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's a dick move, huh? Who's clairvoyant now?
Ah.
Oh man.
Hey, happy birthday, Michelle.
Yeah, happy birthday, Michelle. Hey, Lisa.
And
Oh,
my
I know.
wife.
I can't see what you're looking at. That's all right.
We got a whole bunch of people on tonight, Jack. A whole bunch of people.
That's because there was no subject, huh? I was like,
Right, exactly.
could be fun this time.
We want to know what these crazy fuckers are going to come up with tonight.
So will this beer make us what it says it is?
Cool kids? I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I
So.
wish that wish that we were the cool kids. There that song is.
That's what I think of that song every time I see this. So Lindsay and I were in San Francisco, and we were in a town called Walnut Creek, and they had a little like street fair going on, and we were walking down the street fair, and this brewery happened to be there, and we said,
Cali Craft Brewing.
Cali Craft Brewing
Hmm.
out of Northern Cali. So it's a 7.2. What's that?
You were in San Francisco or San Diego?
San Francisco.
And you're still straight?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I didn't spend much time in the city.
Is there a large homosexual population there?
I didn't stay there long enough to figure it out.
What I know from personal experience was Sydney, Australia, has an unbelievable, very public, open gay population, and you never hear about. I never heard about that. I had no idea
No,
until we went.
I know
Oh, I guess it's a thing.
that.
The tour guide told us, for crying out loud.
No, but I was told by one of the guys that lived there that you got to watch when you're walking down the street because the homeless people would just drop trowel and take a shit in front of you. So you got to watch
I
out
gotta
for
poop.
that. So that was
No excuse me or nothing. Just like move your foot.
yeah,
Correct.
Exactly. Saw a guy scratching his ass, a couple of things like that, but
I
nothing,
poop there.
nothing major.
It's normal. Northern Southern California hospitality. You know they love you.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I took a dump on that guy.
But the homeless population was rather
Oh.
large, I have to say.
Yeah, because it's nice weather year round.
I hear that's a thing.
What, be homeless in a place where it's nice?
Yeah.
I wonder how bitter this is.
I think you got to try it.
Oh yeah.
It smells kind of bitter.
I can't tell if the can looks cool or not because it's so little bitty.
So little bitty. It's not green. Can
I'm
you
gonna
see it?
go up.
Can you see it now?
I can kind
You're gonna hold, he's gonna hold it right up to the camera. You gonna do that?
Okay, good. Yeah, that'll help. You don't have to look at all the. Oh, is that pretty? Can I see a moon? Is that a little inspector guy standing in front of there?
It's a
What is that?
bear. It's a bear.
Bear. It is a bear. That's silly. That's a pretty can. Is it
It's
a
a bear
sticker?
holding. No, it's no, it's an actual can. It's not a sticker.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's high.
Where's that? I don't think it's a sticker. No, it's part of the can.
That's how you know you're dealing with professionals.
Or is it a wrap? Is it a wrap?
It's a wrap.
Is it a wrap?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a
It's-
seam. God
yeah,
damn it!
It's
Never-
heat shrunk on
I
there.
just ruined it.
Heat shrunk.
Oh, dude. Oh, too soon.
It's got a bear holding a hop though, right? Isn't that what he holding?
Oh, it's
Holding
not a
a-
pine. It's not a pine nut.
Is it a
Pine
pine
cone?
nut?
No, it's a hop.
It's,
It's
it's only a
Yeah,
pine cone,
pine
just to make it
cone.
confusing.
right?
Pine cone.
What was it? The space dust? Do we try? We're like, is that an artichoke? What is he holding?
right, it was a-
It's like, no, it's a hop.
It did look more like an artichoke.
What's he holding? It's a match blonde. You don't think it have anything to do with beer, do you? No, oh, no. But then again, it's a bear. What the hell does that have to do with beer?
True. Well, Northern California, I guess,
Just-
maybe. But
Yeah,
Well, it's only one letter away from being beer.
that's excellent point.
Yeah.
that's a great point. That is a great.
Is
point.
it a beer? Is it
Is it a bear?
a bear?
It's a bear
One
beer.
Grizzly beer.
So,
Let's hop to it.
yeah.
Mm,
Well,
it's actually pretty good.
I'm waiting to get some suggestions from people on what to talk about
I know.
tonight. But we will talk about Parapalooza coming up this weekend,
Hey, what all am I slotted for there? I'm just Sunday, right?
the whole day. Yep.
No, I'm sorry. What?
All day Sunday.
All day Sunday?
Yeah.
Are there hot dogs and balloons?
There can be.
There better
Yeah,
be.
It'll be a party.
We'll
Cotton candy?
we can barbecue. I can arrange cotton candy.
There better be something. I'm just saying. All day doing what? Okay.
Your big time is between 5 and 6. That's when you're wrong with
That's-
my dad.
That's what I'm talking about. That was gonna be
Yeah.
fun.
You guys are talking reincarnation. That should be fun.
It's gonna be very fun. I'm looking forward to it. I get to admit to him. Well, he's probably on here now, isn't he? He's on the chat.
He is. He is. Yep.
I was going to wait for the big reveal that I haven't read the book.
Oh, you have a week,
You have a week.
almost a week.
Well, cool. You know, and if I do read it, then that'll be one in the last 15. It's
So
possible.
we did figure out something cool though. If you have the ebook version of it,
That's what I was going to ask you. Is there an ebook version of it?
yes, there is, and Alexa will read it,
That's what I'm going to do then.
or maybe
I
Siri.
might do it. I
Maybe
might get.
Siri.
I don't have
I
Siri.
like it. It'd be cool if it was Siri because I got the Irish Siri on my phone.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
He's foreign and uppity.
That's funny when we're using it for directions and stuff. She says, what
What
does
did you
she say? No, it's an Irish Siri.
Okay.
So she speaks an Irish accent,
Irish
and,
accent.
and uses a lot of the words too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, go straight forward to
Colloquialism or whatever.
Yeah, at least she didn't do kilometers. That would really screw me up. So
Well,
she
if they
does.
go the heat, go
So I
be a
should-
tea.
I should probably put up the book we're talking about, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's The Soul of Juby Walker.
Juby. I
And
love that name.
I think I saw my dad post on Facebook that the hard copy comes out October 19th, which happens to be my birthday. That's
Yay.
interesting.
Well, happy birthday for
Happy
that.
birthday to me, right? Yeah. So get your ebook version and have Alexa read it to you. That'd be cool.
It's gonna be about the only way it's gonna happen.
Well, you got a
I
week,
sat
so
down twice and looked at it and went, it's a lot of words. So yeah, that's cool. That's good to know Alexa does it because it's the only way it's gonna happen.
I think that's popular for a lot of people when they're driving, when they're
This is why people can't spell and read anymore.
I can't even talk.
right.
Ridiculous, but it's true.
You just need to go, Siri, tell me what I'm thinking. Just hold it up.
Siri, give me something to think about. What am I worried about? Where am I going?
Right. Crazy.
How come I don't have any friends? Because you're talking to me. That's why. Oh, okay.
What's this?
So
Parapalooza.
Parapalooza this weekend, it is
When's
not going
fall?
to be the 24th. So we took Friday off because we just
Yay.
didn't fill in all the slots. So shifted them over to Saturday and Sunday. I think it's going to be better that way anyway because people work on Friday.
Yes.
So,
Apparently, people just aren't hanging around in front of their computers anymore
wow, what? Really?
as often as they were during the, those
Pandemic.
dark times.
What do you want to do for 14 hours this weekend? Let's sit in front of the computer and listen to other people talk.
Woohoo!
Don't people do that anyway?
Lot of people do
Yes.
strange things.
Michelle, you say you have topics? Name a topic you'd like us to
Appointment.
do.
That'd be a topical.
Oh, that's
Topical.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
We knew what you meant. We got you. We got you, Jack. Don't worry.
Okay.
So what do you
For
think
tech-
about what do you think about the new thing about tracking people's bank accounts? Have you heard that? If you
New, but-
make over $600, no, that's now if you make over $600 or you do a transaction over $600, they're now
I hadn't heard
it has
this.
to be reported to the IRS now.
600. It used to be
600. It's like
It used to be
1300,
10,000.
Was it 10,000?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
now
I
it's
avoided
600.
using bank for a really long time. It's
Hmm.
only been in the last couple of years here that I've gotten a bank account again because I had to. But it's I didn't like it. I don't like using banks. I've been in many fights, and I've had authorities called on me because
Is
So
it
you have
soft? Is it
What's that?
soft to sleep on? Your money. I mean, do you keep it in a mattress? So is it?
Oh no,
nice and soft?
I didn't ever hold on to it. If you spend it fast enough, you have no need for a bank account. Honestly, it's not like I had piles of cash sitting around anywhere. It's just I just didn't bother putting it in the bank because why? It's just an extra step. Give it to me now. I'll get rid of it. I'll get rid of it. Not a problem. No,
I like that.
That's a good topic.
What
Yes.
about healing? I don't think
About
you need to
energy
do it.
healing. You read that? Oh, you can read it when it's up like that.
Yes, stone crystals.
I have a chakra a bracelet.
Chakra.
chakra. I can't even talk.
Chakra.
Chakra bolt. You can't say chakra bracelet in one,
You got to
straight straight
chakra
word.
bracelet.
It's a chakra bracelet.
I wish I knew more. I wish I
Chakra
understood
bracelet.
more about crystals. I don't understand. the
They're
stones.
basically minerals. They're rocks. So the idea is that they have a particular
Energy.
resonant vibrations and stuff like that. And so based on the different types of crystal and the different types of energy that you put through them, they have healing properties. I know a person that I'm related to that has a lot of crystal things and stone things, coasters and things that you put on your body and all sorts of things to affect your energy and your healing and things like this. And I'm of the firm belief that what are those things called? Oh, sugar pills.
Placebo.
Yeah, there is your placebo effect is an incredibly strong thing, and because I do very much believe in mind over matter. So if
Yeah.
you've got enough conviction, and I do believe that people have healed themselves with their thoughts. A few stories I've heard over the years that sort of stuff happens. So I think it's possible. So is it beyond scope of possibility that someone gets healing energy from crystals? I don't think it's beyond, because I think it's actually coming from them. I don't know if the crystals necessarily aiding anything that changes their physical state, but I think that their state of mind is so genuinely affected by the belief in that they actually do have an effect.
Interesting.
Well, it goes for everything. I mean, it really does.
It really does.
It goes. It goes for religion.
Yeah, whatever you
in
don't
my
believe in,
mind,
they're going to have a little effect on you.
Yeah,
with exception of aggressive things, because you can not believe bullets all day long, and if somebody shoots you, you're screwed.
Right.
I don't believe in that. I'm fine. You missed me.
I don't. Well, you know a bit about Reiki, right? Is it Reiki?
Reiki.
Reiki.
Reiki, yeah. Reiki, I don't know enough. What I know about it is that my son's grandfather is a Reiki priest. And one of the first times I met him, he came at me with some dowsing rods and they just kept pushing to the outside. He goes, what are you blocking for? I said, I don't know. I just don't like what you're doing. So it's some sort of energy reading that they do. And he decided that I was a blocker. And I've found that pretty much to be the case. So I don't really want you in my head or in my aura or chakra or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I'll share what I want. What about birthstones? I don't know. Is there any theory to the birthstones having some kind of power? I thought there was just a way for people to sell jewelry. Isn't it?
Do they have any power to help her connect with a person who has a matching birthday? That's interesting. Huh.
What like how? Power to help person who has a matching birthday. I don't know. I don't know that they. What I do know is if opal is your birthstone, you can wear it, and if it's not, you supposedly can't because it'll break.
Really?
I'll see.
That's what.
So if you're wearing an opal and somebody else has a birthday that has the opal and they see you wearing it, they go, "Oh, your birthday's the same as mine, same month or whatever."
And
yeah.
Then the stone cracks in half.
Well, if it's not their birthday, yeah.
Right. If it's not their birthday, then the Skeksis are released. The mystics begin.
Would it be? I wonder if it'd be a spiritual connection though, if somebody shares a birthstone.
Could be. I mean, well, I believe things can store energy. So a person's energy.
Right.
Well, we know that things can store energy.
Mhm.
So it's just to what degree,
Right.
I don't think it's definitive to a finite degree that what can and can't store energy. So
I can't talk tonight, so
I think that it's widely accepted that natural things in nature have energy and vibrations and stuff like that, and that. But I think things that aren't necessarily naturally occurring may also. So many stones and one more. Any other in our
Rose quartz. I like rose quartz.
Yeah,
It's really
that's pretty.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
So are you suggesting that if you did not have that quartz, you wouldn't feel the love in your home?
Well,
Or does it amplify it?
well, her late husband collected all these stones over the past year or so. Really got into crystals and stuff like that. Not not that kind of crystals, but
I hadn't thought of that. Dylan.
yeah, and so it helped him in his journey to the other side.
So if
Stay calm, so-
the idea being that he maybe imprinted on those things, I absolutely believe that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I've seen examples of that stuff where things that belong to another person can actually transfer their energy,
Right.
or at least be sensed by someone else when they're not necessarily informed about it.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that always catches my attention when it's something that hasn't been laid out, like, oh, it was this and this and this. But when somebody else comes in contact with an object and goes like, oh wow, hey, just has they feel a presence or they feel an energy, and when it's commented on, then it makes sense, kind of deal.
Yeah.
Did it make any sense?
That would kind of play into trigger objects though too, right? I mean, if somebody's
If I
energy is
understand what trigger
stored-
objects are, yeah.
Yeah. With opal, if you wear it and it's not your birthstone, it's supposed to be bad luck for the wearer.
Yeah.
You're not
I
gonna see
heard
me wearing
I
it.
heard the simplistic version where it just breaks.
Interesting.
But I think
Diamonds are my birthstone.
they're a girl's best friend too. Thank De Beers. Was it De Beers who turned that relatively worthless stone into an incredibly valuable thing because they owned like all of the mines?
Right.
Like, that's the power of marketing. If you look into how that all worked out, it's really kind of crazy because diamonds did not have much intrinsic value way back when, and it was a marketing campaign that made it like, it's the engagement ring and it's super valuable, but it's really not. It's just a very hard rock.
Right.
That most gemstones or stones that have fractures can be carved exactly the same way. Many of them have some sparkliness to them, but there's no real special properties about it other than it's really hard.
It'll
Pretty
cut
cool.
glass.
It will cut glass.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio? Was it Blood Diamond? Was that it?
I did not ever see that.
That was a crazy movie.
Yeah, because the mining industry, there's a dark side to it.
Oh yeah.
Dark side.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wendy's birthday's the day before mine, so we both have the diamond as our birthstones.
Oh,
so-
that's crazy.
Was it not her birthstone? I take it, because otherwise that would be a horrible thing.
That would be a horrible thing. Was
Or at
it
least
night?
Ah.
I feel like it was in a car accident. Was it your birthstone? Yeah. So then what? My fave. Oh, I missed that one. What did it say?
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Black onyx and black diamonds. Black diamonds? Is there a black diamond? I've seen those awful chocolate diamonds. Those are weird looking. I don't think I've
There's black diamond guitar strings that are pieces of shit.
So that was not her birthstone. Turquoise is her
No.
birthstone.
Yeah, she said she had an opal ring and it was not her birthstone and
yeah, that makes
she got
sense.
in an accident.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
you're
well-
not supposed to look at the ring the whole time. That's the problem.
Drive the car, lady. Drive the car.
Now I'm curious about a black diamond. It's not just a ski slope. It's a gemological thing. Was that a word? Gemological.
Gemological.
Black diamond.
Gemological. Black diamond. Is that an actual gemstone? We need a Google.
Well, let's Google it.
Yeah, let's check that out.
Somebody Google.
I forgot. I've got the power right here.
Careful as you type in black.
Except, you know what I did do first? I didn't turn my sleep off.
Oh,
Even worse.
You got to do that before she goes to sleep on me again.
do you ever see, Jack? I know you've probably seen those salt rocks that they sell with the lights in them, and they say they're supposed to clarify the air.
I have family members with those. Yeah.
Did they
There's-
work?
They turn on and they light up. They get warm. That's what I can definitely verify. Do they change the feeling? No, not as much as like an ionic breeze air purifier. That you can
Right.
tell does it. You can smell that. Like there's something happening with the molecules in his mother. But the salt things, I don't know that they I don't know what they do that's real. Like put radon in the air from the water supply.
We had one back in the day. It was one of those ionizers, whatever it is. And every time the dust would go through there, it would sound like a bug zapper going on.
Yeah, yeah. The one sharper image, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, those things are dope. I love those things. There was something so satisfying about cleaning that crud off of the filtered blade. Like, look at all this crap we're breathing in. That's awesome.
You want to bring that up?
Try to bring up that stinking picture.
Is it a real picture? I hate that.
It
Real.
pixelates too much when I do
does it?
that. But there's a bunch of them on here if you want to just bring that up.
I'll bring it up.
Then I'll do that.
Oh, I got to take us off. Hold on.
Okay.
There you go.
There's some really nice ones.
So that makes me wonder then, like, is it, I mean, it can't possibly be identical in
The makeup?
makeup. I mean, can it?
Well, let's go to the other thing.
What makes it black?
Hey, you got to watch that.
News?
It's culture. It's culture, purely cultural. It's just like different types of music. It's no big deal.
You got to go to like some gem website or some
Yeah.
geological website.
Nerd.com or something like that.
Well, there is a Wikipedia.
Wow. Wikipedia tells all.
Loserlapidaries.com.
It's about
So
Black Diamond
legendary.
equipment. Black Diamond weed stains.
What?
All right, let's go. Black Diamond.
Oh, boy.
Makeup? No.
Was that Was that a statement?
I'm trying. I'm
Black. What the hell is the word? Black Diamond Properties. Oh, no,
yeah, I'll try that.
You want to do that? I'm gonna bring up
Promise
real
ring.
estate or something.
I was just gonna say, like, you're gonna find some weird
It'll
stuff
bring
here
up-
now. Black Diamond Properties. Like, this could get weird.
What if I should click off the Google just in case?
Molecular structure of black,
yeah, Black Diamond Property Management.
molecular structure of black diamonds. That's what we're looking for.
There you go.
Oh, those are
Did you get off that off nerd.com?
Yeah.
molecular.
No, I accessed my
No, there we go.
what's it called
Molecular rebar.
Learning how to use Google.
Like, these guys are too stupid to do one. You gotta be talking about construction material or a strip club.
Thank God Alexis could read a book, huh?
I know, right? I used to could.
What the hell? Oh, look at that. What's that?
That's raw black
Okay,
diamond.
well,
It's Wikipedia.
that's
but-
Wikipedia, but it is talking about it.
Talks about everything.
Carbonado.
You bastards. Is that what that's
Colorado,
supposed
really?
Commonly known as black diamond, is one
So
of the toughest forms of natural diamond.
Okay.
It is an impure,
See?
high density microporous form of polycrystalline diamond consisting of diamond, graphite, and amorphous carbon.
And I'm pretty sure there's cinnamon and sugar.
So yeah, it's not a pure diamond.
So does that make it more expensive?
No, it shouldn't. It should make it. It just depends on the marketing campaign, and that's the thing. Nobody's pushed to make them valuable. If somebody decided to find a way to make it seem like they're more valuable because they have whatever in them, then that's how that stuff works. You know.
They are pretty.
Treated black diamonds.
Not mistreated black diamonds. Turn black as a result of heating treatment that enhances their color. Interesting. So if you get a black diamond really hot, it gets blacker.
Say hi to cute Cute Goth Girl Gamer.
Who is Cute Goth Girl Gamer?
Don't know.
Interesting.
Joining us for the first time, maybe.
Well, hello.
Hello there.
Welcome
like
to the show.
Could be a family.
We're talking about diamonds and all kinds of weird
Whatever.
shit. Whatever we want to talk about tonight. The topic's on the audience. Whatever the audience wants to talk about tonight, we got. How we get on the topic of the
I want
crystals
to talk
and
about who the
stones.
gamer girl is.
Yeah, started with crystals.
I want to know who's the gamer. What's the gamer thing all about? My kids watch people play video games on Twitch or something,
Twitch, yeah, I've seen Twitch.
and YouTube too. And I'm just like, what are we doing? Watching people play video games. That seems weird.
It's
Okay.
exciting.
Hey, we're gonna watch somebody put together a jigsaw puzzle. It's gonna be amazing. Here's an activity that you could do, but let's watch someone else do it.
It's crazy.
Patient.
Have you ever watched some of those YouTube channels? Oh man, I mean, it's crazy the views they get, and
Yeah, it's
freaking
insane.
nuts.
It's insane. It's like, because what? Why? You're not teaching them how to play. They're not learning how to play. They're just watching you play. It's weird.
Yeah, but I guess the idea is they're getting tips and tricks off what you do. I guess I don't know. Maybe
That's the thing. And maybe my brain is just too slow to get it because I don't get it. But whatever they're getting out of it, I'm watching people
Darren.
run around and murder people and stuff.
Darren.
You're
Shadow
a cute
Man.
girl. Gamer. You're not the cute. Words matter. Okay. Words matter.
Right?
Silly.
No, you see some of these kids, they have it looks like a freaking NASA command center on their
Oh, yeah.
on their gaming consoles. It's freaking
Most of their
nuts.
gaming consoles cost more than my first 4 cars.
I know you get those
Yeah.
really cool gaming chairs and everything, you know.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Got the speakers built in the back and all that shit. Yeah, it's crazy.
Feel the
Otherwise-
G-force.
My non-color Game Boy was pretty badass, but
You're what?
my non-color Game Boy back in the day, that was pretty amazing. Playing Tetris on that thing.
Your Atari 64.
Oh, I still have all my old shit though.
Do you?
The only one I've never reattained was my ColecoVision.
Oh shit.
But yeah, everything else I own, and I own an Atari and the old Nintendos and the little handheld ones. I've got 3 or 4 Game Boys color. I've got the original big fat gray one. You don't realize how monstrous that thing was. Because back in the day, it was like, it's a tiny little handheld game. No, it wasn't. It was a big mother. It was really large, especially compared to everything else that's out now. You know, because they microsize everything.
Well, when Atari came out, what were the big games? Pitfall was one of them. Remember Pitfall?
Pitfall. That was kind of later on though. The original ones was just Pong. Pong
Was
was
it
the
just
first
Pong?
one that they did. It was standalone kind of thing, and then
Yeah.
they just developed like Pac-Man, and there was the Defender, and was it Space Invaders or Space Invaders?
Mm-hmm.
I remember Asteroids was an early one.
Dig Dug.
Dig Dug, yeah. Dig Dug came around after they started doing the multicolor. So I think it was one of the later ones too. But did you guys ever get to play E.T.?
No.
Huh.
Why?
Those
What?
games,
Did
those
you phone
games are
them?
great. They teach you how to steal a car and blow people away.
Now there's a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
subject we could get into. Like how malleable do you think people really are? I mean,
Well,
is playing a video game?
Grand Theft
Turn your-
Auto was a
into
lot
a-
of fun.
It's a great game. It was fun. I never, ever, ever did or would do any of the stuff I did in that game. If you are a devout human being, you're gonna do those things anyway. I don't
Right.
believe for a second that anyone has ever been truly pushed past the brink, from normalcy and just being a nice moral day-to-day living person, and then they played a video game and it was like, gotta go rape and kill people. It just never happened.
So when you
Never
played
did.
Grand Theft Auto, what'd you do? You went around and stole cars, right? Drove the cars around.
Drove cars,
the
ran
cars,
over
just smack-
people,
Smack people around.
picked up
shoot-
prostitutes.
It's like a Vegas.
Yeah, and then you slap them around and kick them out of your car. And
That's right.
Well, the fun part was trying to figure out what you could and couldn't beat up. Like some things you couldn't slap around, but most things you could. And that was always fun to just talk to a normal person and then just start pistol whipping them. And why that was fun, I don't know.
But
because-
you raised an interesting question though, Jack, because you said, are people really that malleable? And when we got to start talking about eating fucking Tide Pods. I mean, you know, it's,
But see, now that's a different thing. That's a different thing.
is it though?
He
Really?
didn't,
Is
yeah,
it?
oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's those are the people I'm talking about. They're devoid to begin with. So the idea that, hey, this idiotic thing like eating a mouthful of cinnamon or whatever, you know, just to go and post so other people could watch almost die, like that's a different kind of person. I don't know that their brains are more malleable. They make stupid decisions for stupid, what do you call it, motivations. Like it's a different type of animal. But the idea that games turn people into desensitized killing machines I think is there's no evidence for that, and there's really no, I can't see how that would work.
But on a serious note, when you take that brain capacity that you're talking about, okay, these people are predisposed to be this way. Do you think they can really discern between fiction and reality?
Yes, because what you're talking about is schizophrenia or serious mental illness. So being able to determine reality is different than being an idiot that's willing to do stupid stunts, because the having the fortitude or whatever, the ability to actually take another life is not something I think you can develop easily. And you talk to anyone who's seen combat or soldiers and stuff, it ends their normalcy, it ends their normal life, and very few people are driven to that through influence of games or movies or any of that stuff. The idea that it desensitizes you to a degree that you are now capable of taking a life, I think that's something you either have or you don't have. Because I don't know anyone who's taken life and was like, yeah, that was easy, no big deal, and just had a normal life before and after. You know, I think it's either in them to begin with, or if you're, you know, unlucky enough to have a job or a military career where you are involved in that kind of thing, I think it affects them deeply forever.
So going back to that point that you say, if it is in them innately that they would be able to do something like that,
it's not the game that makes them able to do it. It's not because they saw.
No, but would it enhance it if they're already predisposed to be that way? If you're already a serial killer inside, your DNA makes you a serial killer. Would a violent video game, would that enhance it at all? Do you think?
I don't think so.
You don't think it would have any effect at all?
I don't think so, only because to me it's sort of like if I really, really love bacon and I eat bacon all the time, or I know that I love bacon, and then watching commercials of bacon, does it change my desire for bacon? Probably not. I probably still love it. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Or terrible analogy? Or, I mean, just the idea that if you have that component, I don't think that a video game or a movie necessarily enhances it, because that's a thing it's a part of human malady that is so rare. I don't even know. I don't think those people even know why. You know what I mean? They just know that it does something to them, and they're capable of doing it, feeling the remorse.
I think one thing we can probably agree on, though, is that it has made kids lazier. You know, so
I don't know.
Yeah, no, kids are fucking lazy these days.
I don't know.
Not like when I was a kid.
I don't think video games that made them lazy, though.
Well, they don't get out and play as much. You know,
that's very true, but I think a lot of that has to do with just technology in general.
That I agree with. That I totally agree
with. There's no need to go out. I can talk to everybody from home.
But what's the technology that they're glued to? It's all their phone or video games.
Right.
But this is what I'm saying. They're not even playing the video games. They're watching other people play the video games. So, I mean, kind of full circle here. If they were even playing video games, because it's making them lazy, but they've gone beyond that laziness to the degree where I'm not going to actually play the game. I'll watch someone else do it. Right. What the, you know, you have to have some kind of, yeah, I agree. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Nice. Ghost Crew. Who's Ghost Crew? Is that Wendy?
Wendy.
Everyone knows it's Wendy.
Yes.
Wicked.
Yeah, that's why we have a lot more chubbier kids these days.
Well, I mean, you think back when we were kids, we played army, you know what I mean? We used whatever sticks as guns, whatever we used, we were out pretending to shoot each other. We never for once thought we'd go out and do that in real life, you know.
No,
I was
no, we
fundamentally
went through
kid.
the motions. We went through the motions,
Right.
but a video game gives you the visual of it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I guess I remember I was fundamentally changed the day that the kid chewed his Pop-Tart into a gun shape and pointed at me and forever changed. Do you remember that story?
I do remember that story.
I was like, it's done. Just
He got expelled, didn't he, from school or something like that for it? Yeah.
for chewing his Pop-Tart into a gun shape. And then, yeah. He pointed a pastry at me. Unbelievable. He says, don't worry. I unloaded it.
That's funny.
It's funny, but it's really sad.
Oh,
Like, I don't know.
what's sad is that we have to have those conversations. That's what's sad.
Well, and I keep wondering, is it cyclical and we're just not recognizing it? Like, because, the previous generations thought less of us and, on and on and on. Is it always this way? Is the music always going to get to where we're like, what is this? That's not music. This is garbage. What's going on? You know what I mean? Is it the case that things aren't really changing that much? It just feels like it because now we're the old people. Because I watched a bunch of videos the other day from like late 60s, early 70s of these college students debating racial things.
Right.
It's crazy. Like, this is still happening. This is exactly what's still happening. But I don't remember this.
I believe that it is cyclical, like you said, Jack.
Yeah.
But I think it expands exponentially as the generations go on. You know what I mean?
wonder.
So it started here. It's cyclical, but now it gets bigger. Now it adds this to the equation. Now it's adding this to the equation. It just keeps growing and growing to where we've gotten so far out of control now that
It feels like we're going to finally go off the rails.
right, exactly.
And I know that that's the same feeling that I have. Is I keep thinking, like, is this like, are we on the last president we're ever going to have? And like, are we getting ready to split everybody up? It feels like that. But then I'm watching these videos, I'm thinking like, oh, they're all feeling the same thing too. It's just we have a different way to share information now, which makes it, even more visceral because you just can't escape it. It's constant. And the ability to find other people who are in the same room with you and agree the same things. I mean, it's really hard to find quality differing opinions. Like, I've tried to search, videos or pundits or whatever that think differently than I do, that don't come off as absolute idiots. There has to be an intelligent person that has a different opinion. That's you'd think so, but it's like really hard to find. And is that algorithmically intentional? There's got to be somebody that has all these people convinced of all this absolute horse crap that speaks well enough that they buy it. Because every time I hear it, I'm like, what an idiot would hear that and think, it sounds good to me. I'm all in on that. I don't get it. But I feel like
think about growing up as a kid, though. I mean, unless you watch the news every night,
which
you really weren't right. Exactly. You were out playing with your friends.
Mhm.
You really weren't privy to what was going on in the world. So technology played a big role in that. Now that it's at our fingertips. We, every time something new happens, somebody breaks a fucking toenail, you're getting an alert on your phone about it, and it's like,
and it's at our children's fingertips.
right.
Huge.
Yeah, we hear
I'm gonna
more
tell her
mundane type of news
Right.
these days, like that. I mean, back when I was a kid, we don't have 3 frickin' TV channels, so
Yeah.
we had to watch the news at some point,
Right. Right.
and but it was always big stories.
And it wasn't
Always
constant.
did it. No,
Wasn't
we didn't have
constant. Nobody was
CNN
trying to
then.
make anything more salacious than it was. That's
Well, it
that's a
was-
huge part of it.
it
Is
was Walter Cronkite.
Right.
and you believed him. Why wouldn't you? Because he thought his job was to give the news too.
Right.
Right.
Not his opinion. but-
Yeah, that's what's really nuts. Is the ones who. My wife was telling me about something she saw, and I'm going to mess this up, but it was to the degree of this person was either interviewing for a job or coming off of a job, but basically was surprised to find out that the people there weren't actors. They're like, what? I thought they were playing characters. That was all scripted and stuff. It's like supposed to be the news. It's the news. That's what they do. She's like, oh, they are. Yeah, it was interesting.
Like Ted
it's not-
Knight.
Yeah. I mean, I remember back in the early 90s when they started talking about Desert Storm and everything. You'd watch it on the news and be like, oh, yeah, that kind of sucks. We're going over there. You know, now you hear what's happening in Afghanistan and shit like that. Now it's an emotional thing. Now you're getting pissed. You know, now it's like it affects you totally different. It was like it's so weird. I
always
remember.
think back- Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No.
No, go ahead. You had a point.
I always think back to the stand-up comedian that was a newsflash: trouble in the Middle East. Like,
Right.
doesn't matter when it is. That's always been the newsflash. It's always been. It's never like the news would be, hey, they're getting along over there.
They're not killing each other.
Yeah, it's like newsflash: the peace in the Middle East. What the? Anyway,
I remember as a kid, I don't remember the exact story, but I know it came on the news. I saw it on the news and all my friends were talking about it. Some douchebag came on there predicting the end of the world. Like it was going to happen like tomorrow or something like that. I remember all my friends talking about it and, you know, obviously nothing happens. So, you know, the same shit happens today. It's the same, you know, so that's where the cyclical part comes in, I think, what Jack was talking about. But I think it exponentially gets worse. And maybe technology is to blame because we now have access to more than we've ever had before.
yeah. Well, it certainly hasn't helped it. I mean, because your ability to feed whatever awful thing you're thinking is endless. It's absolutely endless.
Right.
The creepiest song I've heard in the last few years is the Bo Burnham tune, the new one, the "Welcome to the Internet."
I haven't seen that one.
I'll have to check it out.
It's from his special Inside. Did you watch that?
No.
Obviously, didn't see the video. So he did a pandemic comedy video where it's just him in this room writing songs and doing these bits, and it's really dark. It's really dark. And yeah, he has a song called "Welcome to the Internet," and it's the chorus is basically going to interest you in anything all of the time. It goes through some detailed examples, but I mean, it is 100% what it is. It's anything you want, anytime you want it, endlessly, and that's a lot.
Yeah.
Damn. I always think if I had access to this technology when I was a kid, I would have never graduated high school.
Hence why
Fortunately,
they had. Hence why they created No Kid Left Behind.
Mhm. I used
So
to get
they're
all
just
my
gonna
news
get
off of
dumber.
MTV.
well, because who gives a crap anyway? They have all the answers in their hand. What are they going to school for? What's that?
But do they though? I mean, have you been to the store lately?
Yes, they do.
Where you have a teenager waiting on you, trying
Well,
to check you
they're
out.
morons.
It's
The point is, the knowledge that you want is you have access to it all the time. Always.
Mhm.
Everyone does. The difference is, are you smarter because you went through school and learned certain things and retained those things? Or would you be any smarter or less smart if you just say knew how to search for it?
I think
Does
the
that affect your
balance.
IQ?
Probably.
Because I know that I've run into those kids and they're working in places where I'm just like, how dumb are you? But you keep it to yourself. I had a girl one time count me back change incorrectly. She gave me back more.
That's the funnest part.
Right.
She gave me back more than I gave her. And then I said, "Are you sure?" And she then she grabbed it and snottily counted it back to me again wrong. And I'm like, "Works for me, bye, bitch." It's the most ridiculous thing I ever seen. It's not only are you stupid, but you're indignant about it.
It's a good point that Lindsay brings up. You have to be smart enough to be able to interpret the information that you're reading, though.
Mhm.
Well, interpretation is not necessarily intelligence because everybody interprets it. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Just being a dick.
You got to understand what you're reading.
Yeah, I definitely don't understand a lot of stuff that gets put out there, and I am always curious when I see stuff that just seems so crazy to me. Like, how in the hell?
Wendy
Yeah.
Wendy just hit my point right on the head. That's exactly what I was going to say. There has to be a balance between book smart and common sense.
Mhm.
Where did you get
And-
the comment?
Where did you get common sense?
Not from a book.
No, from your
My
upbringing, from
point
life,
is
life
it-
experiences.
Is okay. So is that sort of stuff, the know what not to do kind of thing, does it come from somebody telling you, just seeing examples? Did you just know it inherently?
It's
And
a
I'm not
combination.
arguing, because there's
No,
things that I've just always kind of feel like I've always known.
Right.
I don't
Right.
remember somebody pointing it out to me. Like, I don't think there was ever a point in my time where I was like, I bet killing people's okay. And someone said, no, that's not cool. Like, it's just kind of, you just kind of know inherently it's in you as a being. It seems like it's just in you. Just like being nice to people feels good.
No, but I agree. I think some of it, some of it's learned, and some of it may be just your instincts. But
If it's not their fault, is it our fault? Whose fault is it?
it's a good
Is there a
question.
fault, or are they just stupid? Are we overbreeding? But we're going to start going down a staircase here that's going to get really, really touchy. So,
Well, we have an hour. Well, an hour left. Yeah, we have an hour or half hour. Yeah,
So-
we have a half
Yeah.
hour. So we can talk about anything.
all right. So, perpetuating stupid people. How does that happen? You've all seen Idiocracy, right?
Yes.
Right. So there's a premise in that movie that we see happening to a certain degree, in that the breeding is happening heavier in one area than it is in others. Is it beyond the scope of possibility that eventually you will breed intelligence and common sense out of your society?
I don't think
Certainly.
it is.
Certainly plausible. You
It's-
go to
it's-
certain neighborhoods and you can see it's already done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Well, just look at the
Everyone here is
generation.
incredible.
Just look at the difference in the generations. You take our parents to us, to the generation after us, to the generation now. Look at the differences. It's night and day, right?
Definitely.
Mhm.
Definitely. But there's also, within all that, there's little subgroups too. You know, what was considered edgy at one point is nothing. And what was considered common decency and behavior, like, just think of how people, it's a silly example, but the way people dress to get on an airplane. Talk about absolute different worlds. Like, there's a time people
Oh, no kidding.
a tie and a hat and like to the nines, man.
Yep.
And now you got motherfuckers going in there with their booty shorts and no freaking shoes or socks and bandana on. And it's like, how are you dressed for the beach on a plane? Or where'd you get on and take your shoes and socks off on the plane? Which is just so gross and weird.
Well, especially with the way TSA works now and everything. I see a lot of people that go with flip flops or sandals because they don't want to be bothered.
Well, yeah, actually, you take your shoes off and all that.
Doesn't help. I worked airport security right before, or right after 9/11, but before the TSA took over. So I worked for one of the private companies that was doing security.
Okay.
Was a crazy job. And this was in the beginning when they were still trying to figure out what could and couldn't go, and making we were taking away, like, people's nail files and tweezers and shit. Like, there was this huge box of stuff at the checkpoint that were considered prohibited items at the time. I've never owned so many miniature Leathermen in my life.
This was pre 9/11.
This was after 9/11, but
okay.
before the TSA took over. So it was a private security company that was hired by the airline to run the security checkpoints. So it wasn't a government entity. And so they were still trying to figure out what the rules are going to be, like what you can and can't bring. Like, I was there when they started hearing about these liquid explosives being disguised as, in regular containers. So that's when they started making, so you couldn't bring anything that was over however many ounces, because they decided that was the amount that would be dangerous. And it was one of the only times that they ever enacted anything that made any fucking sense. Some of the rules they had were so stupid. I watched them. This guy comes on with 2 gallons tequila. They're both labeled tequila. One of them is clear. One of them is gold. One of them's open and one of them's sealed, right? So we didn't know what to do. The checkpoint head guy wasn't sure what call to make or any of this stuff. So they called the Southwest Airlines guy to come over, and he's going to make the call. So what he decides he's going to do is let him take the one that's sealed and keep the one that's open.
Right.
And I
Yeah, I
thought,
would.
what are we trying to do? Are we trying to keep people from getting drunk on the plane? Then that was a decent choice. if we're worried about people blowing planes up, sending them with a gallon of liquid that's unverified seems to me like a bad idea. I'm going from the idea that we're trying to keep people from being murdered in mass.
Right.
From the getting drunk standpoint, you're right on it, buddy. But like, I personally was just horrified by the decision because I'm like, why? Why would you let him take the one that you don't know what it is? It's a different color than the one that you verified.
Right.
You have no fucking idea what's in there. It'd be an airborne poison for all you know. But again, that was when I figured out and realized that whole thing, airport security, is an absolute charade. It's just a show to give the appearance that we're doing something, because that's what people want. They want to feel safe.
Right.
And so it's an inconvenience, but it's an inconvenience that people need in order to feel safe to travel in the air. But the reality of it is, anybody with any sort of malice that really wanted to hurt people on planes, it would be so easy. It's not even funny, because the security measures are stupid.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just interesting to me. The test objects for X-ray machines are hilarious. Literally a pack of dynamite with a clock tied to it.
Really?
I swear to you, it's the most cartoonish, ridiculous shit. And they'd sneak it through on people running the X-ray machines.
Wow.
It's like, you want to stop that one, maybe? Why? Because it's a bomb. Because it's actually an emoji of a bomb, essentially. And you didn't check on that one. It's.
Yeah, you talking
Anyway,
about the X-ray machines, or you talking about the new ones where you stand up and you do this against the wall?
No, the body scan machines came after I was there, so
Okay.
I didn't get to experience those. Thank goodness I didn't have to get exposed to that. That was not bad.
It used to be a lot of fun.
What?
Okay, I started using a CPAP when CPAPs first really came out, you know, and it was a big honking thing.
Oh yeah.
And so when I traveled, I had to take it on a plane too, and that was always my biggest challenge, you know, taking it on a plane, because every time it got through that point, they took everything out of there and they'd take and swab every piece of it. You know? It's a CPAP machine.
The worst thing I ever saw, as far as like bad procedural deals, was when they have the explosive detection device, and the one they have now is newer and different. The one they had when I was there was you just took this little wand with a cotton swab or a little cotton square, put inside this thing, and you swab something down, then you put it in the machine, and it tells you if there's any trace explosive chemicals, right? So this large woman of color who's taking medications for her heart, called I believe that it was called nitro. Yeah, nitro, I think is what they're called. The nitro pills for your heart.
Yeah, it was nitroglycerin pills.
Yeah,
nitroglycerin.
Mm-hmm.
Which is present in some other things. So they swabbed this. This was right after the shoe bomber had gone through. So they swabbed this woman's flip flop, and of course it alarms because there's nitro on it. They shut down the whole airport and had the dogs come up. And I thought, aside from this being sort of funny, it's incredibly tragic. And like, why? This is one of those situations where, like, can we please use our brains? Like, this woman clearly.
She's going to defib while they were, checking her out. So.
Did what?
Did she go into defib while they were patting her
No,
down?
she was just kind of crying. She was just sitting there kind of crying because it was a little embarrassing, to say the least. You know, they close down the airport and make this woman sit here while they come and inspect her shoes. And like, she's got the bottle of pills. Like,
right.
Anyway, to be there and watch them put somebody through these paces of just absolute insanity, it's like, come on, people. We can do better than this, can't we? Can we please? I mean, maybe someday they'll get sophisticated enough to disguise their terrorists as 300-pound black ladies. But right now, maybe I'm thinking, maybe I'm being naive, but I just don't see it happening. It just don't strike me as fundamentalist terrorists that are out to destroy Americans and similar to jihad things. Like,
yeah. No, I think Aragon had it right too about airports. If it was done right, everybody would quit going to the airport and quit flying altogether.
Yeah, because it would take so long. It would take you 3 hours to get through security.
Absolutely. Yeah. He's absolutely right. If they really did stop all things that could be potential threats, because you can't. It's
right.
And this is, again, the nanny state or whatever you want to call it. The idea that we can legislate ourselves out of danger, out of tragedy, or legislate ourselves into a moral life is stupid. You can't do that. You can't legislate morality. You just can't. it has to exist amongst the people and in society, and you cannot prevent all tragedies. And no amount of rules or laws will ever prevent tragedies from happening. That's
Right.
terrible reality of being human beings. You know, we hope it doesn't happen to us or people we care about. Sometimes it does. And that's, you know, whether you're free or you're in a dictatorship, it doesn't matter. Bad things happen.
Right.
It's the reality of existence, you know. And so it drives me nuts anytime that we get in this spot where we're arguing about making laws and forcing people to do things for safety of others. It's like, I thought you could take out by a commuter train just anytime. You know what I mean? You can't prevent that kind of stuff.
Nope.
It happens. So it's silly to me that we're passing laws and stuff and legislating stuff to try to prevent people from making mistakes. It's just, it's ridiculous at its core. Anyway, whatever.
I flew last week when I was coming back home, I flew out of Columbus, Ohio.
Mhm.
And it's the first time I've ever dealt with dogs in an airport. I mean, they make you walk. They pick another person to put with you, and you have to walk through this long walkway as the dog's going back and forth as you're walking. I've never had that happen before.
Sounds like a prison.
Right? And then,
Dog?
what's that? Yeah. Yeah, they had a dog.
They do that at the prison.
Huh?
The dogs are inspecting you?
And as you're walking in a straight line with this other person you don't even freaking know. They put two people side by side. You walk in the straight line for about 50 feet. And while you're walking, this dog's walking back and forth, I guess, sniffing to see if they smell anything.
Are you kidding me?
No, I swear to God. And then
What was this at?
this was in Columbus, Ohio. When I was flying back to Phoenix.
Yeah, when I went to visit my buddy in Florence, that's what they used to do. You know,
With the
they'd have
dogs?
these dogs behind. They were behind a fence, and you had
What
to
do they
stand kind of in front of the fence, you know, so that they couldn't actually get to you, but they could sniff you really good. And before
That's
you
so
go
crazy.
in to visit, yeah.
Well, not only that, so when I went, I put my shit through the x-ray machine, right? You know,
Mhm.
and they flagged my bag. And I'm like, what the heck? There's nothing in my bag, you know? So they got me for my iPhone charger. Because I have the Apple Watch, so it's got that little extension on it that you
Yeah,
can put the
it looks
watch
like-
on and charge it at the same time. So he's showing me the picture. This guy's showing me the picture that he's looking at. He's like, "Yeah, I can see
That's a
your
ray gun.
I can see your cables in here. What's that for?" I'm like, "That's my cables for my charger." I said, "That's my charger." He goes, "Well, that's what they're flagging." Okay, well, take it out. So he takes it out. He starts swabbing it with all the shit. I'm like, "Really, dude?" I'm like, "Come on, man." It's just crazy. I just never had that happen before.
Have you ever seen your iPhone charger on the X-ray? You got to see it?
Yeah, I got to see it. Yeah,
So were there rings inside of that little magnet piece?
it didn't show that. No,
You didn't see rings? It just looked like a solid
No.
piece of
it just like a solid piece. Yeah, but it was shaped. It was shaped weird.
very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some things that are characteristic that you see on X-rays that are interesting. Like I found it interesting how most of the agents couldn't identify like hairspray from butane, and for me it was like they were so incredibly different looking, and they're incredibly different in what they do. Like you take a tall can of butane in a compressed air environment, it can be extremely dangerous, whether it's intentional or not. So it's
Right.
like those should be caught, but they can't tell the difference between that and hairspray. And I remember so many of those bags. I'm like, stop that! Why? That's a prohibited item. And like pre 9/11, that's a prohibited item because it's just inherently dangerous to put in a pressurized aircraft
Right.
because it can be unstable. But it happens.
Well,
all the
even
time.
hairspray works pretty good as a torch.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, but
Especially
it won't explode just because the environment it's being shipped in or stored in
Right.
changes.
Yeah.
Butane will. It absolutely will. And then so it can be dangerous without it being intended to be. So that's, to me, that was, again, I came at the security job from a point of, potential threats or potential harm. Like components to me mattered as well. Like just because you see bullets in that bag and there's nothing else with it, pay attention because
Right.
I wouldn't send everything through in the same fucking bag. Like it's like I've always, you think of it that way. Like you're gonna put your blasting caps in the same damn thing as your C4? No, 'cause that'd be stupid. The blasting caps go through with your batteries, and the Z4 goes to something different.
Yeah, I know one year I was traveling for work and I brought my tool bag with me and I
That'll get you stopped.
Right? Well, I had a little butane soldering gun, and I didn't even really think about it. And they inspected my bag, and they confiscated it. They took it away, and I'm like, I just bought that freaking thing, and they took it away from me. It's like, son of a bitch.
Were you allowed to mail that stuff to yourself?
Yeah.
You are allowed to mail it. We could leave the checkpoint and go out and mail it to yourself. It's like nobody's gonna do that, dude. So we're like, yep, I got me a new soldering iron. That's how that story is.
So you got a lot of shit from there, huh?
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, like, so you know the big expensive Leatherman, the ones like your $80, $90 or whatever. I had four of those things. I had a bunch of Gerber knives, all kinds of knives, and the mini keychain Leatherman. I had tons of those. I had a pretty cool cigar cutter that I still wasn't sure why they took from somebody, but yeah, great. So in that one right there, they want to control your every move. Who does? And why?
That's a million-dollar question.
Another question. So I thought it's like, I get the idea that there is.
You froze.
Oops.
You almost played a song there for a second. That was kind of cool.
It was. That was weird.
It's like a Pac-Man game I heard for a second.
That was probably Daryl's phone in the background.
Oh.
Phone's singing. Anyway, I don't know what I was saying.
Who's trying to control us? That's what you were saying.
The government.
Yeah. Is it the government though, or is it that big bunny or
the big man?
The what?
The big bunny or the owl? You know what freaks me out? Every time I see old video of Alex Jones saying some shit that's coming true.
Right.
That terrifies me. Like, this guy, how in the hell does he know this stuff? Why does he know it? And I really wish he'd stop being right. I really wish he'd stop being right, because he's scary as hell.
Because you listen to him, and while you listen to him, you going, this guy's a fucking nut.
Yeah.
But then 6 months later, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah,
I don't think they mess with him because they figure he's going to die of a stroke or something anyway. That's why they haven't offed him.
They don't mess with him because once they got him deplatformed, and it's like, let all those crazy people go play over there. They've got him categorized as an insane person to the general masses. So he's been neutered. He's not convincing a lot of new people of anything.
Right.
People who are into him are into him, and that's the goal. Keep the people who are genuinely dangerous, in that they have thoughts that we don't want people to jump on board with, which is really bizarre to me. And I've never understood, just probably because I've never experienced that level of power, influence, or money, where the idea of ending, controlling, or ruining thousands of people's lives would benefit me in any way.
I don't know, but I think that was probably the most entertaining 4 hours I ever spent. Terrifying and enjoyable hours. The one on the Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah, the one we talked about 5G and all that stuff, when he got into all that stuff.
Yeah, it was almost 5 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a long episode. It was.
What are we talking about? Oh,
when he was on, Alex Jones was on
Joe
Rogan.
Oh, I don't think I watched the whole episode.
No, it's like 5 hours.
That sounds. I've seen clips of his stuff, but I've never watched a full podcast with Alex Jones.
Oh, you should. It's crazy.
Oh, that was very entertaining.
It gives me anxiety.
It does. By the end of it, we watched it on our way back from New Mexico. We were listening to it.
That's why I say I think he's going to have a stroke before anybody offs him, because he's.
Yeah. Most likely.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, what was the debate's over?
Oh, sorry. The beta's over. That's the point. Shut down the critical thinking.
Oh,
that's the point of ending people like him. But here's what's neat though, or not neat, but weird. Like, Alex Jones, they'll let live. He's still alive, still talking to lots of people. Why? But like, Epstein's dead, and the security guy's dead. Like, these people that are dying as sort of key people. And it's like, what's going on?
Right.
What makes that? Put Harvey Weinstein in prison. And then, like, it's interesting to me, like, they completely glazed over that whole connection between, like, Gavin Newsom and Harvey Weinstein.
Right.
Like, there's no national attention on that whatsoever. Like, that's important. It's like very important.
You think?
I certainly thought so, but it always it amazes me to see stuff that gets ignored, but it makes the crazy things make more sense. Like I get why Gavin Newsom's still in his position of power, because people don't pay close enough attention. They've got other things to do, other things to worry about. You know, Joe Biden's president for the same reason. People didn't have time to look into any of this stuff. They just watched what was on the nightly news, and the nightly news said, "This is a guy. He's a good guy. He's not like that piece of shit." And people went, "No, that sounds all right. All right, cool." You know, so when he won like that, it made sense, because I think that there's a vast majority of people that really don't have the time to give a shit about all those sort of backroom evils and control grabs and all that stuff. You know what I mean? It's just, not to mention just what it does to you mentally and emotionally. Like when you really start falling down that rabbit hole of like, why in the hell would people be interested in ruining other people's lives? You'll never find a quality answer to it, but you'll just find more and more evidence that it's happening. You know, that's depressing.
It is depressing.
I had one of my children bring up the point to me that what they're seeing on their phone every day about the president, and when Donald Trump was president, was just all this negative, awful stuff.
Right. And
it occurred to me that like, this is a kid, that this is what they're getting as far as just daily input. It's like, that's pretty heavy. You know,
it goes back to my point. When we were kids, we were outside riding our bikes and skateboarding. We didn't give a shit about what was happening on the news.
Nobody was telling us.
Right.
It was incredibly avoidable. All we had to do was not watch the nightly news with our folks.
Right. Exactly.
That was easy. Guess what I'm doing? We in the other room playing with stuff or hiding things or stealing shit. You know, not if I want to use my phone, I'm going to watch these things because they're unavoidable. If you use anything that's mainstream or popular, it's even more so. So
one of my favorite lines in a movie, probably my favorite Batman movie, was one with Heath Ledger as the Joker, when he says it's all part of the plan.
Yeah. Then what?
They get what they want.
Yeah.
There was a Facebook thing that came out about a month ago, and I wish I could find the video again, but it talked about how everything in the world is owned by like 6 people.
Yeah.
And when you really break it down and watch it, it's scary as hell.
Well, there's a couple things scary about that kind of stuff. Is one, the idea that that's truth, and two, the fact that I don't have any way to prove or disprove that shit.
Right.
I don't know that there's 6 super evil people that exist that own everything. That sounds kind of ridiculous.
No.
But I also don't know that it's, you know, it might be true, it might not be true. I don't have any resources or way to really verify that shit, other than the paper trails that the people who put that video together followed. You know,
is that true?
So that's what's interesting is that yes, you didn't know Norm Macdonald passed away?
No, I didn't.
Damn it! I was going to say something too, and I could have done it to you, Joey. You do it to me all the damn time.
Fudge!
I had no idea you didn't know that. Piss up a rope.
I didn't know that. Just today, or is it?
No,
last week. Yeah, it was last week, wasn't it?
Wow. How did I miss that? I love.
He's had cancer for like 10 years.
Oh, so okay. I didn't know that.
He kept
either.
it all on the down. He kept it all on the down low. He wasn't talking about it. He didn't make issue of it. He just went on with his life like an absolute champion. The dude is a freaking like a one of a kind of guy.
No kidding.
Super talented and very humble in a weird way.
Yep.
But he was really
definitely one of the greats.
His freaking jokes are terrible, but they're so funny.
Well, it's because he's so straight faced about it all. And
they're just this long ass diatribes about ridiculous shit. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. The moth
with that grin, you know, he's got.
Oh
that
yeah,
grin.
well, just like he's an ignorant guy. That's what's funny. He always looks like he's playing like he's stupid. Like I don't like they have a prison. Like, oh, see, ain't no rape. Like what did you just say? You're just saying the most awful stuff.
He was on Saturday Night Live, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a Weekend Update
for
like, and he said some crazy shit on the Weekend Update. It was, I think it was the ESPYs where he said he introduced someone as a Heisman winner, and he said that's something they can never take away from it, unless of course you stab your wife and a waiter. as the host of the ESPY Awards, he said this joke. and he said all kinds of awful stuff about O.J. Simpson during the trial. And the Clintons, he bagged on the Clintons constantly. Look up the clip of him on The View where he calls the Clintons the murderers.
Oh, really?
Barbara Walters is like, Dad, shut up! Just like, it's hilarious. These chicks losing their mind, and he's just going like, nobody knew about that. They killed the guy. Yeah, it was like, it's just crazy. He was ballsy.
Did you find it, Joey?
Well, here's something about
Try these words out. Droll, sarcastic, controversial, hilarious. Well, those are some of the words that are used to describe Norm Macdonald's character on his sitcom, Norm. But as you will see in this clip, people may think twice before they use the words smooth or charming. Take a look.
Hey, Lori. Hey, look, I can see your underwear there.
You're supposed to see them.
Yeah, that's a little desperate, isn't it?
I'm playing tennis with Shelly.
You're playing tennis with Shelly?
Yeah.
Hey, I have an idea that would even be more fun for you. If I played tennis with Shelly, while you, I don't know what you do, who cares?
And in spite of that, please welcome Norm Macdonald.
Hi, what's up, man?
Okay, Norm, you're Canadian.
Yes, I am.
So what do you think of this whole presidential mess?
Well, I hope that the Democrats don't steal the election from the winner, you know, but who knows?
You like George Bush, don't you?
I love George Bush, man. He's a good man, decent, you know, none of this. Yeah, he's, you know, he's not a liar, a crook, murderer, or anything like that. So it'd be good to get the. See, I think we should get the homicide out of the White House and get like a fresh start, because we don't want any more murderers.
I think we should just go on to the next question.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
Yeah, you know, we're not you're not allowed to put out no accusations without.
That's a little too far. Let's just go on to the next question.
Yeah.
This is not my week. What can I tell you?
Oh, it's not mine either, and I'm being very nice, okay? Be a good boy. Now, Norm.
Do you never hear that?
No, listen, we don't need
I don't want to get into this, and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on to the next question. Get with it.
There you go.
This is a live show.
Norm, but you have been properly chastised by Barbara, so I'm not going to ask the next question.
I thought it was a matter of record.
Shut up. Look,
Okay.
let me do this, okay?
I'll tell you what's a matter of record. You will not be invited back if you don't shut up.
All right, now. Let's talk football.
Isn't that crazy?
That's funny.
And he goes on with it too.
Well, that's exactly what happens, man. If you speak the truth, you get shut up.
Yep, exactly.
Well, it's so funny. He managed to keep going with his career because it was just, I guess, however it was that he presented it, he managed to avoid the ire. But like, was that crazy? Or just like, shut up! Why do you shut up? Like, but everybody knew, doesn't everybody know?
Kill somebody.
So freaking awesome.
Get the murderers out of the White House. That's great.
Yeah, and they just straight up, not the Clintons. He murdered a guy. And she's like, don't talk anymore.
You don't know about that?
And I love he plays that idiot thing where he's like, what? Oh, dude, I didn't know. You know, he knows what the hell he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. It's just genius.
So he never showed up on The View again, right?
No, he was
Probably
on there
not.
multiple times. He was on
Was
there
he?
multiple times. Yeah,
Huh.
he was a guest on The View many times. And they just every time it was
He says
silly.
they banned him after that, but yeah, that's interesting.
Was it after that when he banned? Well, he'd been on there before. I know I've seen multiple clips, so maybe it was done after that one. But he always just cracks me up.
It's The View. What else do you expect? Exactly.
Yeah, 'cause fucking chickens were busy.
That's crazy. He was banned after that one, it says.
Interesting. It doesn't surprise me, but still, I'm not sure many things he's been banned from.
Well, it's crazy because it seems like the cancel culture and the censoring is just in high gear right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, and it's interesting to me that the formula seems to be so, I don't know,
skewed.
Cryptic to folks. It's pretty straightforward. Like, whatever you say, don't say stuff you don't mean, first and foremost. And then when you say stuff that you mean, don't back down. Stand by it. Don't apologize if you meant it. And that's one of the things that, like, Dave Chappelle says, is it makes it a point to never apologize or feel bad about stuff he says on stage.
Right.
And it's key, because you shouldn't, you certainly shouldn't be apologizing for it. You're allowed to say anything you want.
Well, the nice thing is he's Canadian, so he doesn't have to,
abide by the
apologize as an American.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well,
but I've seen, I've tried to boost our post on Facebook and they'll flag me for whatever reason. I don't understand what they're
controversial.
We're talking about beer and aliens and ghosts. I mean, and they'll still flag me.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What
It
are they
happens all
flagging?
the time. First they said it was, what did they tell me it was? It was the promotion of the sale of alcohol.
Oh yeah.
It's like, really? We're not promoting. We're
just drinking it.
We're just drinking it. We're consuming it. We're not promoting it. It's crazy.
You can't promote the sale of alcohol?
No, it's against Facebook policies. But they've pretty much denied every post since then that I've tried to boost, even if it's Parapalooza, no matter what it is, they're still denying me. So I don't know if I'm blacklisted from
axed from a Facebook.
Exactly, pretty much.
Anyway.
Well, we still have the feed's still going on Facebook, so
yeah.
We do 2 on
Facebook,
YouTube and 1 on Facebook. What's that?
Facebook, you suck dick.
Right?
Yeah.
Speaking of Facebook,
speaking of dick sucking,
there's a way to keep your information private.
Really?
Well, not really. No, but the way to keep it private is just not to disclose.
Just don't get on there.
Shit, just don't say
get on there. Be a hermit. Live in exile.
Just don't talk about your whole freaking life on Facebook.
So there's this.
Hold on.
Everybody sees these things on Facebook. You don't want to get hacked. If you want to get hacked, this is the way to get hacked. Is respond to these stupid questions that get put on there all the time.
Yeah, the quizzes are great. I love the people who are like, "Oh, what was my childhood dog's name?"
What street did you grow up on?
That's funny. That's a security question. I'm like, "Oh, is it really? Which friend are you? The dumb one. You're the dumb one. Fill it out, moron."
Your porn name is your mother's maiden name.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
All the fuzzy address, last place. Yes.
The number you used on that credit card you lost 6 months ago.
Oh, that's awesome.
We'll do it all the time.
So we got like 5 minutes left. We should probably talk about Parapalooza.
We really should.
I want to know what it is.
What do you mean?
Do you
wanna know
really?
what it is?
I don't know.
Parapalooza?
It's going to be
It's
surprise.
a virtual
Paracon
Paracon.
is next month, right?
What's that?
Paracon's next month, right?
Paracon's next week.
That's what I said. Next month. Wait.
Yeah.
When is Paracon?
So
What are the dates?
we're doing Parapalooza this coming weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
And then we leave for New Mexico on Wednesday next week.
What are the dates of Paracon?
Well, there's 2 of them. There's the New Mexico one, which is October, 1st and 2nd, is it?
Next month.
Sure.
Yes. Yeah, the first of next month.
Yeah.
Dang.
And the
So
second one?
Las Cruces is October 2nd and 3rd, sorry. And then
Then what-
Vulture City, which I don't have, is the following weekend, which I think is the 9th and 10th.
Okay, so, but next month either way.
Pull up a calendar
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Okay, that's all I was looking for. Bingo.
So we're kicking it off with Parapalooza this weekend, Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 6. We are hosting Sunday.
Cool.
I'll
Who's
probably
hosting?
be hosting Saturday because we don't have a host for Saturday. So
Whoa, we should get a hostess.
Yeah,
Hostess.
26th.
Hostess cup.
Second and third for Las Cruces.
right, second and third for Las Cruces,
And then 16th and or 9th and 10th
9th and
for
10th for Vulture City.
Vulture City.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, sir, Bob.
So
Bob Ski.
Bob
we
Scarino.
we will be there for all of those events, which will be exciting. But Parapalooza is coming up this weekend, which will be Saturday and Sunday. We have a lot of cool guests coming on this weekend, so be sure to check it out.
Yeah, we got to get the schedule together.
Yeah, we got to put
Couldn't
this
post that.
together.
Does anybody do any close-up magic?
No,
Damn it.
but we did.
Do you want to do a segment, Jack, on Close Up Magic?
that was a long pause in there.
Yeah, no.
So we have some people returning from our very first Parapalooza that we did.
Cool.
So that'll be cool. That'll be fun.
Cool.
We have Super Horror Show coming on. They're going to do a little segment on animating horror clips. So that'll be fun. You and my dad are talking about reincarnation on Sunday. Yep. We got Wendy and Lindsay are going to do haunted dolls.
Haunted dolls.
We've got Amy from What the Paranormal coming on.
She can do a live investigation again, or
I don't know if she's going to do live or not.
those were always fun.
So, Jimmy, you're talking about Parapalooza. Parapalooza's online, so it'll be on our Facebook page and on YouTube on Saturday and Sunday.
Coming to a device near you.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Grab your device. It's in there.
I've got to get this image to
your phone,
to Wendy.
Oh,
this is a public or a PSA for Wendy.
Oh, okay. So we want to be sure, make sure you pass it on to all your friends to join us for Parapalooza this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, from 11 to 6 Arizona time, Pacific Central time. It's gonna be a lot of fun. What are you laughing at?
I don't want to tell you. You said tell all your friends. You said tell all your friends, and I thought, how many friends do you have?
Pass it on. Let them know about it. Yeah, we the first two we did, we had a really good successful launch of Parapalooza the first time.
How many years have you done?
This will be our third. Our third Parapalooza, that is.
Wow.
So
yeah,
the first two were very successful. We had a great time doing it. We had a lot of good guests on. We did there's some live investigations going on throughout it. So it was a lot
I remember
of fun.
that. I remember when you invited me to those.
Yeah.
I remember that.
We
Yeah,
did.
you did me to those. No, you did not. I'm just kidding. Yes.
And now you're on it. This time you're on it.
That's so rad. That's gonna be so cool. I'm so excited.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yes, Chris.
That's
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Do we get special costumes or anything like that? Are there gonna be
You can
treats?
if you want.
We are gonna
You can if
barbecue,
you
right?
want. Yeah, we
You're
can
gonna have
barbecue.
food, cotton candy,
We'll have food.
beverages. Do anybody want beverages?
Lindsay loves cotton candy, so I'm sure she'll provide that. So,
How do we have to dress?
what?
Business casual, Sunday best. What do we?
Whatever you want to wear.
Sweet. Or don't want to wear.
Oh God, that could be dangerous. Maybe we should set some parameters.
Well, at least the table here is kind of high, so as long as you don't stand up.
Thank goodness.
Are we going to forego the green screen again this time and do our colored lights, or what are we going to do?
Let's do everything.
Put our alien in the back?
Yeah.
I've got all the Halloween decorations out front already, so I can't use those props this
I
year.
think what I
so-
did with the backdrop we did last time.
Hey, I forgot to send you the motor.
What's that?
Forgot to send you the motor link.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Yeah, you should have these motors at your house though, because you have trains.
Oh, true, huh?
So any of those motors with a rheostat, you can control the.
I'm just not gonna pull apart my trains.
No, but I mean, you can get parts for your trains. You can get a DC motor, right?
Yeah, I should be able to.
That's all you need. DC motor, then you just make it wobble. Anyway, came to my mind, so I shared it. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Let's do your lights. I want to see your lights. I haven't seen your lights. All I've seen is a green screen.
The lights turn us purple.
Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah, we can do that. We can do the lights.
But it looks cool.
We should just have fun with it.
I think so.
We will. It'll be a fun time.
Hail to the yeah.
And you're going to be out here with us, so that'll be cool.
Cool. We're gonna be at the cool big tables with the big kids.
Be the cool kids.
Cool kids, yeah.
Cool kids out here. We drink beer with the aliens and the wood tables.
What'd you think of it? It's not bad, right?
I like it.
It's pretty good.
It's one of the kind of hazy, juicy kind of things. So it's I like it.
Are we gonna do beers over Palooza? We're gonna have beers on Palooza.
Of
All
course
kinds of
we
stuff.
are.
Yeah.
Of course we are.
And whiskey, hopefully, too.
Multiple beers.
Thanks, Jim. We appreciate that.
What a bastard. You. Who's Jim Porter?
You know Jim from outside. We had this conversation before. He's with outside.
I know, and I
Line.
forgot already. That was like a day or two ago, maybe.
Have you really?
I really have. I
How
can't
did
remember.
that blow up?
He has a phenomenal band. They're awesome.
Still drawing a blank.
I had the privilege of playing with them. Outside the Line. You never heard of them?
Oh yeah, and I remember you telling me this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's in there. It just takes a minute.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Why does that comment keep popping up like crazy? It's freaking
Because
me out.
I'm popping it up. So remember to remind you.
I got to go
Makes you
back
think-
though. Is Wendy out of Facebook jail now?
I think she is now.
Because I wanted to post this
Prison.
that I have showing here because it kind of is
Well,
Wendy.
Let me bring it up.
I'm gone. Oh wow.
That's awesome.
Is that Toons?
That's for Wendy.
That is so Wendy. That is so Wendy. That's awesome. Oh, 6 more days.
6 more days. Well,
Really, Wendy? God damn.
What did you do? Who did you kill?
She called somebody a greasy Mexican.
Were they a greasy Mexican?
I don't know, probably.
Just threw the N-word at a bunch of people?
Right. No, she literally did. She called somebody a greasy Mexican and got kicked off for 30 days.
Wow.
Clear.
oh, great.
I feel like there's context necessary.
What's that?
In context, they decided to kick her off, huh?
Yep.
So he must not have been as greasy as she thought. Misinformation, lady. We all know misinformation is not okay. You got to
Right.
verify greasy before you start throwing that around.
That's funny.
Go here and get on.
All right, so we're out of time.
We're not out of time. We could be here forever.
I know.
I know.
Well, we have this weekend. We're gonna have plenty of time to sit and chat and talk about shit. So
Freaking
got
sweet.
Parapalooza coming up this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. We are not doing Friday, just a reminder. So Saturday and Sunday, join us from 11 to 6 Arizona time. Please, please, please share it with all your friends and family and anybody who might be interested or anybody who has an interest in the paranormal.
Yes, and we'll be posting that schedule here in the next day or so.
Yes.
So share it with everybody.
Yep. Then we got Paracon coming up in Las Cruces, October 2nd and 3rd. And I did not have one for Vulture City, which we will put up for next week. Speaking of which, next week we're going to have Vicky on the show, which will be a lot of
Yay!
fun. So she'll talk about what's coming up at Las Cruces Paracon. So that's going to be a lot. It's going to be a good show. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes.
And then, we're going to have Jay and Marie on Sunday. So Lindsay and I will have them on the Paranormal Partners. So they can talk about their Paracon.
Vulture City. That's
Vulture
it.
City. So that'll be fun.
Cool.
Thank you, Jim. We appreciate you joining us on Sunday. That'd be awesome if you can
Who's
spread
Jim?
the word. You know what? Jack? I'm removing you. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It took way longer than I expected. Honestly. I was like, I can't believe he hasn't bumped me out of it.
Right?
Okay.
I'll be good. I'm sorry.
And don't forget, if you want to get a head start on reading the book, like Jack's going to do with Alexis, go check out Soul Juby Walker from my dad. Good story, great story. It's about reincarnation, so go check it out. That way you'll be well knowledge by the time Sunday comes around. They talk about reincarnation. So
Hey, you can watch me and his father have a fist fight about some stuff.
do I have to put you guys in separate rooms?
No, we don't. We don't. Remember we talked about this the first time.
I know. No, you guys will be good.
That was called. That's a callback. That's what that was.
Right.
For all those folks who the first episode we were on together. It's like a reunion and it's wonderful.
We did a show on reincarnation.
Yeah.
I know.
Which was a lot of fun.
Deja vu.
Deja vu. We did that too.
Yeah.
It's different.
We've covered every topic I think possible. So
I'll dump your ganger.
right.
That was a part of a 3-part series. Actually.
It was.
I mentioned just about all of them together.
We did
So-
doppelganger, clones, and reincarnation. Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Go check it out.
Word. Good night, everybody.
All right, guys. So until next week, it's been The Truth About Beer and
All that shit.
whatever the hell we want to talk about.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Have a good one. So actually, we'll see you this weekend. Don't forget, please, Parapalooza, Saturday and Sunday, 11 to 6. See you then.
Warning. Viewer listener discretion is advised. The majority of the content of this program is not factual. It is highly advised that it not be used for teaching your children from said content, other than making an example out of the hosts of what they should not grow up to be. Remember this. It's the beer talking.
Welcome to the truth about beer.
Oh crap! The word interesting.
Join us as we seek out the truth. The truth. The truth.